Todd, what are we doing today?
Carl, we're doing again 5 cards ruined by rules changes. A little bit different this time because, well, we couldn't find more rule changes that were kind of ruined. So we have 5 cards that were changed by rule changes.
Not as catchy of a title. So we might still use the cards, 5 cards ruined by rules changes. Just
It's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine. So how this works is I give you a card that was changed somehow by a rules change. You can say, oh, I know it. Or you can say, I don't know it. Then I have a second card that gives you a hint of this.
Okay.
At that point, you would get like 2 points if you guessed it first, 1 point if you get the hint, and 0 if you didn't get it.
All right.
And then in total, we have 5 rounds, and we see how good you get and how good, of course, all of you got.
So I can get up to 10 points.
Up to 12 points, but we'll get to it later.
All right. Well, you guys in the comments below, please leave your score. See if you beat me. See if you could guess how rule changes affected the cards as much as I did. And while you're down there, there's a sub button. And I know, YouTubers keep on asking you guys to click the sub button. But there is a reason. It's because it's the best way to help people grow, and it costs you absolutely nothing. So if you're not subbed and you click the button, it's just a great way to help our channel grow and to help our bosses see that we're doing the right thing. Yeah. And it's a very small investment, and it means a lot to us. But now, let's see the first card that was affected by rules changes.
Round number 1.
Dark Ritual.
Very easy. Good standard.
I have to guess which rules change made this card different.
Yes.
And I'm assuming it's not Mana Burn, because we've done that one already.
We did Mana Burn. Great stuff.
Because that was Lightning Bolt to yourself if you used it wrong. So Dark Ritual. Yep. Instant, add 3 black to your mana pool. Cost 1, very strong card. That it's the fact that it says instant here, because it hasn't always said instant. Is it because it used to be a mana source?
What would that make the difference?
That's as far as I got. So I do know that this used to be a mana source.
Yes.
Okay, this is a stretch. But if I tap a land for mana, people can't respond to that.
Correct.
Is it because you used to not be able to respond to Dark Ritual? It was kind of split second card.
Absolutely.
Oh,
very good.
Yeah.
There was a speed system with the stack that had instant, interrupts, and mana sources. And you could only reply with something that is higher up the tree, you know? The mana source was all on top. Okay. So mana source can only be interacted with mana sources. And then counter spells were interrupts because they couldn't be interacted with interrupts. And then instants could only be arguments away.
So if you tried to Lightning Bolt one of my creatures and I counterspelled it, you weren't able to respond with Lightning Bolt. You had to wait for the counterspell to resolve and then...
Correct. Very good.
All right.
Yeah, and that was a mana source, meaning it was basically uncontrollable.
So is this 2 points?
That is 2 points.
Can I see the hint card anyways?
Yes, surprisingly, the hint was counterspell. Yes. All right, 2 points.
2 points. Done. All right, good start.
From here, it only gets more difficult.
All right, great. Okay, you gave me a low ball.
Round number 2.
Boom and Bust.
Yes.
So this is not a double face card, it's what are they, split card?
Split card.
Split card. Boom is a sorcery that destroy target land you control and target land you don't control. And Bust is a 6-mana spell, destroy all lands. Armageddon, but for more mana, but some modality. I'm going to go on a limb and assume that this is a recent rules change.
Define recent?
So this is 2 mana value or 6 mana value.
Yes.
So they changed how split cards work. It used to be that I could cascade into the 2 mana value one and play the 6 one.
That is correct.
But I cannot do that anymore.
Why?
Because Wizard said no.
Exactly. It was a mean parent. You said you had too much fun. You know, this is not gonna work anymore.
Oh, or do they both have 8? It has 8 converted mana cost.
Yes.
8 mana value.
Yeah, very good.
All right.
Yes. So they changed it that when you cascaded or found the card in any other zone, you've basically found both cards on their own, meaning that if you cascade into Boom, you found Boom. And then I will give you now the solution of the hint. It was Bloodbraid Elf, you cascaded into it, very good. If you cascaded into Boom, it told you, I was found, now you can cast me, and then you can decide to play Bust, which is kind of broken if you play Bloodbraid Elf and also Armageddon all the land.
I can even name, I think, the card that ruined this, which was called Beckon Call back in Gatecrash, I think.
Yes. When you cascade it into that, or you somehow find other means of playing it from the one side and then actually casting the other. Yeah, that's true. Well done.
All right, 2 points for me. Wow, I'm doing great.
You're doing great.
I'll hold on to this in my mind because I think it's all downhill from here.
Now we get Huntmaster of the Fells.
Is this going to have to do with werewolves or is it going to have to do with 2-sided cards?
Well, one of them has more rules baggage than the other one.
Really? Werewolves? Don't underestimate werewolves, Todd. So, Huntmaster of the Fells, 4 mana, 2/2. Whenever this creature enters the battlefield or transforms into a Huntmaster of the Fells, put a 2/2 wolf creature token onto the battlefield, and you gain 2 life. This reads value.
Yeah.
And then at the beginning of each upkeep, if no spells were cast last turn, transform Huntmaster of the Fells. And it becomes Ravager of the Fells, a 4/4 that deals damage. And yeah,
Basically the flip side of this, yeah. Deal damage and stuff. Yep.
Okay, I think I remember the rules change. Is it the fact that this 4 mana, and when it flips, it was a 0 mana spell? So is it because now if it flips, it's still 4 mana value spell, right?
Where would that change?
It used to be that I could kill a flip card, I think, with a engineered explosives on 0.
Yes.
Because it was mana value 0, it's like a token.
Yes.
But now if I flip this Huntmaster of the Fells, it's the Ravager of the Fells is a 4 mana value card still. The 0 pip at the top, we're not looking at that. Just
Okay.
ignore it. Is that the rules?
Well, let me show you the hint. And then you can tell me if you're wrong or right.
Oh, it's Abrupt Decay.
Yes,
Yeah.
one of the most iconic interactions back then was Abrupt Decaying a Huntmaster of the Fells because, well, it worked. and you could also repeal the backsides because they actually cost 0 mana. I mean, if you look at the backside, it doesn't have a mana symbol, so they said cost 0 mana. In the end, they felt the interaction was kind of unnatural, and they changed it exactly to the point where it costs as the front side, which did some, weird changement of deck styles, and repeal got a lot worse, and Abrupt Decay couldn't do this anymore. Engineer Explosive, exactly, didn't also do that. Well done. Yep, that was thing.
I wasn't expecting to do so. Oh, is this a double round?
You did miss the bonus points on this card. If you got this somehow, you get an extra points. There were instances where you flipped a card multiple times, and what it did was like doing the backflips. Which for Huntmaster of the Fells would be kind of insane when you backflip it all the time. So there's an instant that says transform all humans.
Oh, into worlds. I remember that one. Yeah, it's green.
Yeah, and if you had this somehow like having multiple effects, you would do it back and forth. But now every one single effect that transforms it only does it once and never again. Just in like a little side note, an asterisk.
If that's what you said, give yourself 2 points. Somehow that was your guess, and you didn't even think the other thing. Just get 4. You deserve it.
All right,
2 points.
2 points. Well done. You're 6 out of 6.
Didn't get the extra bonus werewolf thing. But
I assume nobody really did. If you did, you should be really proud of yourself. All right, number 4. Now this becomes pretty hard, I would say.
Okay, is this a double value round?
Yes, now comes the round where I show you one card. You have 2 possible solutions. You also have 2 hints for each one possible solution.
Okay.
So I will show you Boros Charm.
So Boros Charm is a 2 mana instant. When I cast it, it's modal. I choose one. Either it deals 4 damage to target player or planeswalker, permanents I control gain indestructible until end of turn, or target creature gains double strike until end of turn.
Yeah.
Did it always say to target player or planeswalker? So I assume it used to say to target player, and we could redirect to planeswalkers. Is that one of the 2?
That is one of the 2. Yes, very good. Naturally, very important for all of your burn spells to also deal with planeswalkers.
Yeah.
Back then, I can show you the hint for this
Is it
one.
Chandra?
It was Chandra.
Ah,
very
yeah,
good.
this is where it became relevant, because Chandra used to be able to snipe other people's planeswalkers.
Yes.
And then you would have 2 Chandras, and they'd keep knocking each other down as you tick them up. But then after a while, when they changed it, you had the Rakdos mid-range decks at the time, where 2 Chandras would just stare at each other. They couldn't interact.
Yeah, Chandra was very, very good because of this. She got a little bit worse, and obviously Boros Charm was a lot potent by killing Jaces, for that matter. Yep, very good.
Okay, so that's one of the things. There's a second one.
This was the easier one, I would say.
I assume. Also, I played so much Standard at that time. I think the other one probably has to do with Indestructible?
Indestructible.
Because this was part of the combo deck at the time, right? It wasn't the great combo deck. It was you'd have Boros Reckoner, you would have Boros Charm.
Yes,
they went together. They had the same beginning of name, and then you would give lifelink to your Boros Reckoner.
Yep.
You'd attack with it, and then someone would be like,
"What do you want to do?"
Block. I don't know, with a 1/1.
Okay.
And then you would give it Indestructible, and then if you would target Boros Reckoner itself with that 1 damage, you'd gain 1 life, but then it would redirect the damage again, so you'd put it back on itself.
Yep.
You'd gain 1 life, then on itself again, 1 life, and then it's supposed to be dead, but no, you gave it Indestructible with your Boros Charm.
Pretty funny.
So you gain infinite life out of nowhere with Boros Reckoner attack.
Also, side mode, one of those combos you can't do online because you're...
Because the clicking is just too much. Does it have to do with that combo?
It has to do with indestructibility. It does not have to do with that combo.
Ah, but okay, and their interaction.
Funnily, For a long time, this rules change wasn't relevant, but now they printed a card, which is going to be the hint, where some of the interactions actually are quite relevant.
I'd like the hint, please, Josh.
All right, the hint for this one is Dress Down.
This card.
Fun.
So many judge calls. Dress Down is an enchantment. It has flash, so you can play it as you could play an instant, but not in response to a mana source in the past. When it enters the battlefield, you draw a card, and then creatures lose all abilities. But at the end of the turn, you sacrifice Dress Down. I'm assuming it has to do with the fact that this is until end of turn, indestructible, and this is the beginning of the end step. So your creature loses indestructible. Is indestructible no longer an ability?
The correct answer would be no, but you're getting into the very right direction.
Tell me if I'm correct. I have a Huntmaster of the Fells. I give it indestructible. You play a Dress Down. Is my Huntmaster of the Fells still indestructible? If you rough the board.
No.
Darn it. I thought I was in the right direction.
But that didn't used to be the case. It didn't used to be a keyword. It used to be just something that is on the creature. They just said it is indestructible, like it is blue, for example.
Oh, and Dress Down doesn't make it not blue or a werewolf.
Exactly. So at this point, there were two things that they had. They had it is unblockable and it is indestructible. Now they changed unblockable to can't be blocked, which is not a keyword anymore. And they had indestructible from is indestructible to gains indestructibility. So it is a keyword. So what happens now is when you play this, it actually gets removed because you lose the ability.
Okay.
So the thing that happens is it applies to the same layer and then removes and it's fine. But if you have a creature that is unblockable, like can't be blocked, you don't overwrite this because it's in a different thing.
How recent was that change?
Pretty recent, like 2 years or so.
At least Modern Horizons 2 recent. Or was it before Dress Down?
Around this time, I would say.
All right, so I don't get the full points on this. I'll just get 2 points?
Yeah.
4 points.
Like 3.
3.
2 for Chandra and 1 for. I would say with the hint you got pretty close.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna. I got it in the wrong direction.
All right, the grand finale.
Grand finale. Is it? You can save the best for last.
My favorite, I have to say.
Okay.
If you or you get this one, I'd be hella impressed.
All right.
I will give you a little bit of a hint.
Free hint.
You have to think a little bit outside of the box, whatever that means for your kids.
Is it the text box?
I'm not telling you anything anymore.
Tunnel Vision. Of course. Random Ravnica card. All the other ones are staples. Tunnel Vision is a 6 mana sorcery. You name a card. Target player reveals cards from the top of his or her library. Oh, back when they used his or her. Until the named card is revealed. If it is, that player puts the rest of the revealed cards into his or her graveyard and puts the named card on top of his or her library. Boy, this card is wordy.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the player shuffles his or her library. It's 6 mana, scry 40.
Yeah, not even that.
Not even scry 40 because you put 1 card on top.
Yeah.
Oh, this card is 6 mana. Sorry, this card is not good.
No.
Could you name a card that doesn't exist to shuffle? 6 mana shuffle? Does this have something to do?
Yeah, sure. If you don't find it,
But this is not the real. Yeah, this is not the real.
6 mana shuffle your library usually doesn't get you somewhere.
I don't know. Just to flex, I'd be like 6 mana lightning bolt. I have no lightning bolts.
This is so tough.
Is it about how they're revealed? Are they like revealed face up? Think outside the box. Okay, so it's basically 6 mana, and if there's a card in your library that you want on top of your library, you just put it on top of your library. It's like a bad magic trick.
It's like a very bad magic trick. It's like a shitty demonic tutor that you don't even get to card.
Yeah, and you pay 4 extra mana for it. Oh, I'd like a hint.
All right, you get the hint. The hint is Tainted Pact.
Okay, so that's a much better version of this card.
Pretty much. It does something different.
Tainted Pact is instant speed for 1, 2 mana. Remove the top card of your library from the game, and then you may put that card into your hand unless it has the same name as another card removed this way. Repeat this process until you put a card into your hand or you remove 2 cards with the same name, whichever comes first.
Tunnel Vision captures the change better, I feel, but Tainted Pact actually had real life tournament implications that I was also facing, where this rule change made a major difference.
So with Tainted Pact, I could play it, then look at the top card, it's opt, put it in my hand. then the next card is...
You don't put it in your hand. You get it if you want to, and then you stop. Or you take the next card and you gamble that it's not the same.
Yeah, you just... It's as if you name a card and look for it and put it, and draw it, except if I get 2 ups in a row and don't choose to pick them, I pick nothing.
Yes.
Okay.
And you can choose to stop at any time. The problem is that you're thinking of Magic rules that happen within the game. But this doesn't...
Does this have to do with anti-cards?
No. Like you're looking at the text box and imagine what's changed. Nothing changed about the text box. It changed about the status of the game when you play the card.
Are you supposed to know how many... Could you know... Is this the time when you couldn't know how many cards were in a library?
No. This actually, I can tell you when this changed. This changed about Mythic Championship to London.
That's a recent change. Yeah. That was Eli Loveman's win. Mm-hmm. What changed at the time? Modern Horizons?
And it was one of the major rules changes of the game, I would say.
The Mulligan. Mm. So now you put a card at the bottom of your library. Mm-hmm. You gave me all the hints. But it used to be that when you mulligan, if I took 1 mulligan, I'd go from the 7 cards I drew, and then shuffle them into my deck, and then draw 6.
Yes.
And then if I didn't like that hand, I'd shuffle it back into my library, and then draw 5.
Dark times.
Oh yeah, it was rough, right? It was not easy time. No. And making combo players everywhere giddy with excitement.
Yeah.
They changed the rule so that every time you'd mulligan, you draw 7, but you put a certain amount of cards at the bottom of your library.
Yeah. In between they had like scries, but...
Now I assume that if I had a card I only have 1 of in my deck, I don't know, Emrakul.
Which format would that be, you know?
I could do Tainted Pact, reveal all the cards until the last card, say the Emrakul, I put it at the bottom, or the Thassa's Oracle.
Oh yeah, exactly.
And then draw it, and then I don't have a library anymore.
Exactly. Yeah, this is exactly the case. Mulliganing, putting a card on the bottom gave you, well, information about the last card of the bottom. So what you could do is, specifically with Tainted Pact, that happened in like the arena tournaments, but also with Tunnel Vision, you could name that card or get to that card because you know it's on the bottom of your library. And what frequently happened is when you had Oracle and Tainted Pact, you put the Oracle on the bottom of your library, and then you know this is when you're gonna get hit because there's only 1 copy that you can hit. And in that point, the same with this card, you can mill yourself because you know the last card of your library.
So you could mulligan to 2 lands in a Tainted Pact, as long as that mulligan also had a Thassa's Oracle in hand that you could put at the bottom.
Exactly. If you go down to 3, you can set up. Then you put 4 cards down. If you put the Oracle second to last, you can name it at the end of turn. You get to the Oracle, you draw the last card, you play the Oracle. Yeah. Which you couldn't have done anyway without this mulligan.
That was a good one. Thank you for all the hints. I'll consider this 1 point. It is, because you gave me a hint. I'll consider this 0 points, all right. You got me.
So what was your score? You had 9?
I don't think I got this one. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
And 1 for the dress down.
Oh, so 9.
Yeah, 9.
If you at home did better than 9 out of 10, 12. Please write below. If you did, tell us what stumped you, what you didn't get wrong. What's your favorite rule change that should have never happened? And while you're done there, before you go comment, please click that sub button. It does help us quite a bit. You have a encyclopedic knowledge of the game of Magic the Gathering.
It helps if you lived through all of them, and a lot of those had practical applications when in the tournaments you played, yeah. I mean, they aren't out of the world, well, they were kind of reasonable, yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video.